Welcome back to the Gnostic Chef. Today I was going to talk about the calcification of this pineal gland and how the Vatican knows about it and how everybody should be aware of what that thing is up to. The light that comes through your eyes is going and bringing those photons the sun carries on different angles. That directly feeds your pineal. Your pineal's a light-sensitive organ. The angles of light that carry the messages they enter through the eyes to the pineal, and it stimulates to give you the information. Those photons are carrying information. And what I mean by the Vatican knowing about the knowledge, if you look up a few pictures, you're going to find it on the little cane he carries in front of the Vatican itself, a huge pine cone. Other religions allude to it. Just a couple little Google searches and you'd find it. The pineal gland that everybody is talking about and what happens when you trigger it and activate this is the meditation. As people always ask, the pineal gland's interesting organ in the body, they just still don't really see it as profoundly as these sages and wise people would explain to you. And the importance of keeping this stimulated. It's stimulated by darkness. They talk about the melanin being the precursor to DMT, and DMT being why you hit the dream states. People use this chemical as a recreational thing and venture into dream states all the time. This is not something that you have to wonder about. You could just ask a friend. The DMT crystals, when smashed, actually create a bit of light, and your pineal sits inside of a fluid, a cerebral spinal fluid. The CSF fluid is full of crystals. They say it's brain sand in there. It's floating around, striking maybe these crystals and stimulating the DMT release. They would 100% say it in the medical world that's what's happening, what's being synthesized on your last day. But they can't autopsy a body fast enough for you to be able to see that happen. Synonymous. The connection between those two has always been represented as the Christed being, Christ mind, the land of the milk and honey. You've got those are all references, I think, in my opinion, of the secretions from your pineal. DMT is like a goldish color, like honey. The Christos, forget the name of the claustrum that goes through the spine or through the brain down the spine is white, and so you got the milk and honey right there. Got the white and the yellow. The DMT is produced. There's no they can't provide physical evidence, like I said, because of the autopsy, but I'm sure one of these times they'll be able to just say it, maybe not. And it's not even a thing that needs to be said. You could either, know the information and kind of discern on yourself, or you can just ignore and be ignorant on the facts. Certain substances, like ayahuasca will also do that, not just the DMT. So there's other plant medicines out there that will actually elicit these dream states. It's funny though, because it's like Terrence McKenna talks about, the only way to really get any love out of that mushroom is to sit in a dark room. And if you think the psychosis with the stimulation happening in your dream states, your pineal glands opening up, and then to put it in complete darkness would stimulate it further. So it's interesting how he always said to eat 5 grams of psilocybin mushrooms and chill in a dark closet and then see what happens. But I love that idea, the stimulation from the darkness. A lot of the people want to go towards the light, the warm feeling, and most would tell you that's the opposite direction you should head. And there's a lot of people in the world today that think that I know love's the thing, but love is as many things. So, and it's funny to think that these religions and these huge churches are anything more than corporate establishments. Now, they claim to care about the world, but then will not spend any money to try and fix it. I feel like all of that old wealth sitting inside of the Vatican could be used for world hunger, or the billions of dollars that people are pulling in. Now, I'm not against any of whatever you believe should be done, but I think it's a necessary thing for people to see, to be able to know that it's not what they want. But it is written in Christianity that when you know Christ has come, look for the man with the pitcher of water. So the man with the pitcher of water would be Aquarius. That's the astrological sign, I know, but it's also a time. It's a marker in time. When the sun is rising in a certain position in the sky, they mark these dates because they wanted to be able to see it. Because just like those angles, those photons are in different positions, so those angles are changed. Those angles are bringing new information at different spaces. They've actually kind of been able to predict things just based off of the positions of the stars and the luminaries above. And if you look in the Bible, Matthew 4:16, the people who sat in darkness have seen a great light, which is interesting because we just get done talking about the pineal needing the darkness to stimulate the melatonin being the precursor to the DMT. So that makes it interesting to see that it's even written in the Bible. In Christianity, we have Matthew saying to sit in the darkness, and those that have seen the great light. And like I said, the DMT crystals, when smashed, create a huge light. The brain sand inside the cavity where the pineal sits is full of crystals. Interesting things, guys. I would love to come on and talk more about the pineal. Maybe I will. We'll see. I've already kind of touched base on it a little bit. It's all connected to your visual cortex. There's a thing called blind sight as well. People without a visual cortex still being able to see. So they're still getting the information somehow. And those angles of light, the photons carry the information. The angels carried information from God. If you can see the similarity in the words themselves, just missing just a simple little rearrange, and you got angel and angle being the same thing. Photons carrying information. I don't know. Until next time, guys, enjoy.